8 a.m. right here from my little dungeon garage gym, because I don't like going to the gym. But I come here on Patrick Franz's physical and financial fitness show live on YouTube when I can. I don't know what happened. I just tried to go live with my original feed I planned from last night, and it wouldn't let me do it. But we're going to run with it now and see if folks will be able to jump onto this live, because something was going on with my last one. And all of a sudden, it decided to just pause recording a couple minutes into the live. So I've already been live, and I'm coming back live now because of technical difficulties. Let's go. But here's the thing. I believe that many people are trying to achieve health and fitness overnight, and it doesn't happen that way. And I believe a lot of people wish they could just achieve financial wealth overnight, but it doesn't happen that way. So what I figure we talk about today are the essential habits that somebody can form, because I believe the proper physique and being healthy is built with consistency over time. And then finances, same thing, right? If you're going to become wealthy and financially free, I believe that that kind of financial freedom is going to be built over time with consistency. And it just doesn't happen overnight. So if that's the case, and of course there may be the lucky one every now and again that is able to drop 50 pounds in a month and goes from horrible shape to great shape so quickly. And of course there's these people, these anomalies that do this. There's also these people that for some reason they're just lucky in life and they win the lottery or something like that happens, and all of a sudden they have this bunch of money. Okay. But I'm telling you right now, guys, it's the habits over time that can really create health or wealth, whichever you're trying to choose, or both. And it's not something that we have to rely on by luck. It's not something that we have to rely on by hope and luck and all this stuff. Hope and luck are not a good way to, good way to try to change your life, guys. So let's get rid of the hope. Let's get rid of the luck. And let's say, okay, if we're going to take advantage of this life, if we're going to be somebody that can be as financially well off as we possibly can, almost like it's a game, guys. And also it can be a fun game to see, well, can I get in as good a shape as I possibly can? And let me tell you guys too, because I have a variety of ages in my audience. Sometimes I'll have people that are 16 years old watching this channel. And I love that, because I wish I was starting to soak up financial advice and had my head on my shoulders at that age, but I didn't. And then you'll see and notice that we'll have another audience that is, in their older years. And let me tell you something, guys. It doesn't matter where you start. It doesn't matter what age you're at. It doesn't matter what shape you're in. It doesn't matter how broke or not broke you are, or whatever it may be. But if you have goals inside your own heart and soul, the one thing we don't want to do is leave all of these great plans and leave all of these fantastic ideas, buried with us in the graveyard at some point. That's what we don't want to do. So what we want to do is we want to make sure that we put consistent habits in place. And I think that's what we'll do, is we'll talk about these consistent habits that we put in place today, because of the people that want to have the financial freedom and they want to have the fit body, but they're not willing to do what it takes. Because here's the problem. Everybody wants to have this immediately, with immediate gratification. And I get it. It's all good. I get it. Everybody wants immediate gratification. So let's go over that today, guys. We're going to have some fun, but we are not going to gain our health or our wealth overnight. It's just not how it happens. Goodness, don't I wish, and don't you wish that we could get healthier and wealthier overnight just because we want to, but that's just not the way the universe works, unfortunately. Let's see here. All right. So hopefully this will start. All right. So hopefully this will start back up again in 2 seconds. I just had to get out of there to do. Okay, good. It paused and it came back. All right. There we go. There we go. Where's my little tool here? Let's put this up. All right. So we're going to get right into it, and I'm going to get this little workout set up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put you on my revolving camera. Fun to have to operate camera equipment when you're not technically savvy. Isn't that a good fun thing to do? Do you ever get on your computer or whatever it may be, your laptop, your computer, new phone, whatever it may be, and you're like, God dang it, takes you forever to learn the new stuff that you get. So with my camera equipment in here today, You know how it is, man. Nothing will work right. First time you set it up, you're like, oh, there you go. Everything's perfect. No, this doesn't work. That doesn't work. How does something work one day electronically perfectly? You do the same thing the next day and it just doesn't work. Have you ever had that happen? That can be frustrating, can it? Good Lord, I tell you what. But if you're just hopping on, here's what we're going to cover today, guys. So I have this 2-day golf tournament. Unemployment epidemic. We could talk about that. What's up, Jay? First of all, here's what we're going to talk about, okay? This is at least what I want to talk about today, and we could banter back and forth with it because you guys probably can agree with me on a lot of this stuff, right? Let's just say for one thing, do most people wish they were healthy and fit, or am I wrong about that? Let's start there. That's just a question I have for you. What's up, Jay? You answer me that. Do most women wish that they had a nice, fit-looking, sexy body? Do most men wish that they had a little bit more physique, or wish that they, were stronger or more athletic or something like that, right? Do we all have some of that in the back of our heads, or no? Is everybody just totally cool with where you're at physically or financially, right? Yeah, of course, right? Of course. Of course, everybody, all guys want to be more buff, physically fit, whatever. Yeah. Women, of course, right? Of course, women want to look better in clothes and they want to be more respected in public and they want to feel confidence. So a lot of us, yes, no matter where we're at right now, whatever age or whatever fitness level we're at, we want to be better. We want to look better. We want to be stronger. We want to be more energetic. We want to be sexier or more handsome or more respected in public. All these things come with the physical fitness side of things, the self-confidence and things like that. And so the problem with that, right, is that people try to achieve this physical fitness stuff overnight. Hey, Andy, how you doing? Good morning. Good morning. So everybody wants this physical fit and this new body or this transformation. Guys want to be buffer, girls want to be hotter, whatever it may be physically, or maybe it's just health-wise. It doesn't have to do with like glamour or looks or a guy trying to be buff or whatever, but maybe you're unhealthy, right? You got to lose this weight. You got to kick these bad habits. Got to get away from the alcohol, right? It can take years. Yeah, it can take years. But, here's the theory of what we're going to talk about, right? I was able to change my physique and totally change my health within 6 months. So I'm living proof that it doesn't quite take years if you really put your mind to it. And I'm same kind of proof of the pudding with the finances, right? So on my lives here, we talk about physical fitness and financial fitness. That's what we do. We get together 6:30 to 8 a.m. Some people will work out with me and some people will just come to listen on their drive, or some people will come and banter back and forth with me because it's raw out here in this garage gym that I've built. It is me and you guys. And so I'm going to try not to mess up that name, man, but it's Minoninko. We're going to call you Minnow. So, Minnow said it takes years. Dedication, lost 60 pounds over 5 years, and it was tough. Minnow, great job, dude. Congratulations. And I'm sorry, I don't know if you're a female or male because Minnow doesn't tell me anything. I can't really see the picture very close because you guys are all so small on my cell phone. But how rad, Minnow, losing all that weight. That takes dedication, and it does take time and commitment. And that's kind of what we're here to talk about today. That leads me right into it, right? And good morning, Andy. Good morning. Jay, Minnow's on. So, oh, I see. It's a comic pic. That's why I just can't quite tell. And by the way, guys, I'm looking at my cell phone screen. And when you look at the cell phone screen, it's hard enough for me to read the comments just to be able to banter back and forth with y'all. But to see your pictures is extraordinarily difficult. It's like smaller than a pencil eraser in my view. But that's what we'll talk about today, guys. So generally we get down in here in this garage gym I've built, and we talk about physical and financial fitness. That's what I do in the mornings on this channel. And it's live Q&A. We can have fun, or it can be a debate, or it can be a fun conversation, because a lot of times if you guys are dropping nuggets and great things and we're being positive in the comment section of this live, I give you all the credit and I'm here to talk about it, and it's open book, right? We talk about physical and financial fitness on my channel. Today, I'm going to mix a little bit of both, right? And for those of you who are regulars, or for those of you who are my friends that pop on this, people know that I have a 2-day golf tournament coming up tomorrow. I play 2 days in a row, Saturday and Sunday, and it's a golf tournament that I want to really do well in. And for those of you, I don't know if you're a golfer, but for those of you who may be a golfer, when you work out hard and you lift heavy weights the days preceding your golf tournament, it generally doesn't do so good for your golf swing. You get tight and you get sore, and I don't want to be tight and sore. So generally we're lifting some good weights down in here. The other day, Dexter stopped by and we did the 95-pound curl challenge, which was fun. But usually we lift some weights down here, guys, and I've got all that I need in this little garage gym. Um, Without having to go to the gym. And it made a big difference in my life. And it was the consistency and the habit changes. And that's what we're going to talk about. The consistency and the habit changes that will allow you to get in your best physical shape ever or your best financial shape ever. And we're going to actually talk about it. We're going to talk about, the top 10 things that I believe can be habits that you can put in place in your life that will absolutely 110%, no question asked, create better physical future for yourself, health-wise, and a better financial future for yourself monetarily. Does that sound like a good conversation to have today? Because I'm telling you, everybody's looking for these quick fixes, right? And there ain't no quick fixes, but how about if we talked about some guarantees? That's even cooler, okay? So let's talk about some guaranteed ways. Some guaranteed ways that you can put some habits in place in your life. And I'm sure a lot of you guys today are going to say, well, I already have some of those habits in place. So some of us are going to be already on the right track and getting there. But I just do know, guys, that building physical fitness or financial wealth, it just doesn't happen overnight, except for the anomalies, okay? And so when we're talking about hope and wish and prayer, like, well, I hope I win the lottery one day and then maybe I'll be able to be more financially free. But guys, we know hoping and wishing is these are not ways to get financially or physically fit. But it seems like that's a lot of people bet on that, right? So let's try to figure out ways, guys, where we can guarantee that here in the near future, I'm talking short amount of time, could be 6 months, a year, 2 years. Let's try to guarantee, not guess, that we can be in our best physical shape ever and we can continue on that track, and we can also be in our best financial shape ever and we can continue on that track, building both with habits for the rest of our lives. But let's make some changes pretty quick. We all want immediate gratification. There is an overnight success, but boy, I'll tell you what, if we talk about these major habits that you can put in your life that will change your life drastically and very quickly, physically and financially, that would be a good talk, I thought. So if you're in, drop a number 1 in the comments. If you're in on this subject, I got the top 10 things, the top 10 habits that you can put in place in your life that will start to immediately and over a short amount of time and long amount of time continuously take from where you're at right now and put you in better physical health and better financial wealth. Let's talk about the habits. Drop a 1 in the comments if you're down for that. Let me ask you a question. Has anybody changed any habits recently? Did you have any habits that you knew were bad habits that you knew were taking you down the wrong path? These habits were maybe not making you better health-wise. They were certainly not making you any wealthier. Who's got a habit? Because I'm curious to know what you've done to change something positively, physically or financially. I'm curious about you guys. So if you're in here, let me know in the comments. What habit have you changed that you knew was a bad habit that wasn't leading you down the right path, and you were able to make that flip, however hard it was, but you were finally able to make that flip. You were able to quit this habit that you knew was a bad habit. It was taking you down the wrong path, physically or financially. Drop in the chat what habit you've recently changed that you've seen make a positive impact on your life. Oh, did you stop drinking? That's right, Andy. We heard about that, right? That was a really good story you told on one of the lives, Andy, about your friend that came into place, right? Your Andy's buddy came into play and was an influential part of getting Andy to kick the bottle, to get off the alcohol, right? And that's certainly one of them on the list. So congratulations, Andy. 15 years sober now, man. That is so great. And I bet you feel great. And I bet you really appreciate the fact that that change was able to happen. And I bet you really appreciate that individual that came into your life that slapped you a little bit or motivated you to make that change. Because boy, I'll tell you what, I was a heavy drinker for a long time myself. I tell people I got, the championship belts and the trophies and the gold medals. And I got all that, man, for being the drinking dude. For a lot of years in my life. So we're going to talk about that as being one of the habits for sure, because alcohol is so promoted and so propagated. And I got to tell you, I was an advocate, guys. I drank really heavily and I drank really awesomely for at least 20 years of my life. And, it's finally I had to kick that. So Andy, well done. We were talking about here with Minnow losing 50 pounds. right? I know my boy Dexter. I don't know if Dexter's coming on today, but Dexter lost like 50, 60, 70 pounds, whatever it is. So it is amazing, guys, when you are able to take and just change some habits in your life. I mean, this is really the magic formula people are looking for physically or financially. So if you're trying to better yourself physically, you want to be in your best physical shape ever, it really just does come from habits. It doesn't come from wishing it would happen or anything like that. People are looking for the magic formula. Well, here's the magic formula. It's called consistent habits over time. As boring as that sounds, but consistent habits over time will achieve different results, okay? So let's talk about the 10 things. And today I'm just doing this golf workout and stretching. Those of you guys know I have a 2-day golf tournament starting tomorrow. And I can't do heavy weightlifting today because you're going to get into that golf tournament, 2-day golf tournament starting tomorrow, and you're going to start playing like shit, and you're going to be sad. And I hate doing that. I love golfing. Anybody else on here a golfer? Anybody else on here right now a golfer? Anyways, I got super addicted to golf after, of course, playing every other sport you could possibly think of over the years, but you're a little old. I'm a little older. You don't have the time. You're not going to do impact sports. I ain't going to play football. Okay. 46. I am not getting hurt. I got to take care of these kids. But Andy, part-time golfer, man. Well, yeah, golf, I think, is one of the most amazing sports ever. But when you're going to go into a competitive golf tournament, you don't want to lift heavy. In fact, you want to be loose and explosive and do a little stretching prior to the tournament. So, for the last 2 days, yesterday and today, we're not going crazy. I'm not stacking the plates on. I'm not doing none of that. We're going to do some stretching in that. So I'm going to be a little bit mobile, guys. That's why I have you. Oops, this didn't work here. Let's go like that and see if it works. Okay, now I got to push this on. So what I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to put you on my little mobile camera guy. And you know that my mobile camera guy sometimes doesn't like to cooperate with me in the mornings. So there, see that? Now, my camera guy will follow me, hopefully. But sometimes if I walk too fast, my camera guy loses track of me. So here, how can we put you guys where it's actually something appealing in the background? I love how I'm in my garage, right? Do you guys treat your garage like it's, the inside of your house? I hate men that have just pretty well-kept garages. I say, well, you probably don't know how to use tools then. You know what I'm saying? No offense, but yeah, we use my garage. Say, let's say, making me feel out of shape. You're ripped. How old? That's so funny. What's up, Lars? Lars, good morning, man. Welcome. Damn, dude, I got moobs, right? So Lars, I love it. Lars is saying he's got man boobs. I'm making him feel out of shape. I'm ripped. How old am I? Thank you for all that, Lars, and thank you for coming on the live, man. No, I'm 46 years old. I'm 46 years old. And let me tell you something, Lars. I'm 46 years old, and just 2 years ago, I showed my before and after picture. If you go like about 2 or 3 or 4, I don't know, lives back, I showed my before and after pictures to everybody on the live. I have this flat screen TV in the, wait, hey, come here, camera guy, come here. Okay, so I have this big screen TV out here and my laptop computer, and I put myself out there, Lars, a couple lives ago, and I showed my before and after picture. So what's wild, man, is that about 2 years ago, I was in completely terrible shape, horrible shape. Talking about moobs, man. I had some nice moobs for sure, man boobs. And of course, my beer belly was sticking out 6-8 inches. I had zero vascularity, so my veins were hidden. I didn't have any veins. I had nothing, man. I was in horrible shape 2 years ago, really bad. I decided to make some changes and change some habits, which is what we're talking about today. I changed some habits, and maybe I didn't realize. Maybe we get stuck in our old habits so much that we don't realize how bad we're treating ourselves. Well, I needed a wake-up call, and so like 2 years ago, I started really changing my habits. And one of those habits was actually just working out in my garage gym here in the mornings, 5 days a week, which is one of the habits we're going to talk about. And yeah, I'm not ripped, guys. You know what I'm saying? I'm not like a fitness influencer or anything like that, but I got my abs to show back up after they were hidden for 20 years. That's exciting. I got my muscles to show back up after 20 years. That's exciting. I was able to, look better now and feel more confident and all that stuff. And, it's been about a 2 year now. We're going on 2 years now, guys. I think it'll be in April that it'll have been 2 years since I just started to change habits. Just decided to start to change habits. So that's one thing I know. So if you're just hopping on, we're going to get to it, guys. I'm doing this golf centric kind of stretch and workout today. We're not going to work out hard because I start a 2-day golf tournament tomorrow. I want to be loose and explosive. I don't want to be tight and sore. So that's why we kind of chill out. 2 days before a golf tournament, I lighten up the workout and I do more stretching and I don't lift heavy weights. So I'm going to get into that so I can get my body moving, because that's one of the things we're going to talk about with these habits. But how about that, guys? Are you down for that? Let's talk about the 10 habits, right? And there's more, but let's talk about 10 habits that certainly if you put into your life and you start to change and just put these habits in place that we know guaranteed over a certain amount of time, guaranteed without guess or hope, that your life will change for the better financially and your life will change for the better physically. If we know these things are guarantees, you think that's a cool subject to talk about? What if we could guarantee that we'll be in better shape? And what if we could guarantee that we'll be wealthier by next year? What if we could guarantee that, guys? Would that be a cool thing to talk about? I think so. So let's talk about that, guys. One of the habits that I had to change, that was difficult for me, and I'm not sure if Dexter's on yet, but I know Dexter was one that was giving me crap about it for a long time because Dexter's known me for years. But one of the things that I had trouble with is I always used to convince myself that I wasn't a morning person. Oh, and Lars, you smoke cigarettes, yeah? Okay, well, we can talk about that, brother. We can talk about that, because guess what? Guess who used to also smoke a lot of cigarettes? Man, I used to smoke a ton of cigarettes. In fact, it was so odd. It was so odd, man. I'm going to tell you this, Lars. This is funny you brought that up, but it was so odd that yesterday I had to go to my good friend, my best friend, Encore. I went to his kid's birthday party. You know, they had this birthday party at the jump park where all the kids get on the trampolines. And I am ready to leave my house to go meet him at his kid's birthday. And he calls me up real quick and he goes, "Hey, man, are you coming over to the birthday party?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "Can you do me a favor on the way over here? Because I don't have time. I got to set up the birthday for my kid." And I said, "What?" And he said, "Will you stop and get me a pack of Marlboro Lights, some cigarettes?" And I'm like, "Oh, man." And I gave him some crap. I'm like, "Nah, sorry, I don't have time. I can't stop. You're out of luck." Ha, ha, ha. I was joking with him. And then I'm like, "Nah, dude, yeah, of course I'll go get him for you." Right. So I'm over going to his kid's birthday party. I stop at AM PM. It felt weird anyways, because I haven't ordered a pack of smokes in so long, but I go up and I go, "Hey, can I have a pack of Marlboro Lights?" And he's like, "Yeah, would you like the 100s or the regulars?" I said, "I'll take the regulars, blah, blah, blah." And I'm like thinking, boy, this is pretty familiar from my smoking cigarette days. Boy, oh boy. I paid like $13 for my boy's pack of cigarettes, man. I was like, what? It was like $12.85 or something for a pack of Marlboro Lights, regulars. First of all, I was like, holy moly, cock up, holy. I told the guy, I said, "Man, I remember when I was a smoker, we got all pissed off because they went up to like $6.85 per pack of cigarettes." I was like, we were mad, man. It was like, we're getting ripped off. It was like $12 or $13. Holy ships. Okay. 12 or 13 bucks for a pack of smokes. So I'm like, first of all, that tripped me out. Right. And then I packed them. I started packing those cigarettes on the way out to the car, packing them. You know what I'm saying? Packing the smokes. I started packing them and got in the car and I was packing the smokes and I looked over at my wife and I'm like, "Oh man, is it bad that I used to be known for being good at packing cigarettes?" That's how much I smoked, right? So yeah, don't worry, man. I feel you on the smoking of the cigarettes. And I know that's one of the harder things to try to give up because there's all sorts of addictions that happen there. Not only the nicotine and the chemicals, but now you have the hand to mouth and the actual blowing out of the smoke and all those great things. I was Mr. Smoke Ring. I was always blowing smoke rings, right? All right. So we can definitely kick that. But $13, man. And I'm telling my guy, I'm like, dude, you got to quit this habit. So let's kick some of these bad habits, but let's talk about it. All right. The number one habit, guys. And today we're just talking, habits that can guarantee, not a guess, not a hope, habits that can guarantee that here in a short amount of time, even maybe just in a year from now, you're in a better financial place and a better physical space. And one of those guys that was tough for me was waking up early. Anybody agree with me on that? I convinced myself that I was not a morning person. As a matter of fact, I used to tell people that all the time. Let me see if I can put this over here. I used to tell people that all the time. I remember telling my business partner so many times, "Dude, I'm just not a morning person. I'm just not a morning person. I'm a night owl." I used to tell everybody I have more energy at night. I would say, you know, I'm a night owl. I do better at night. I can probably think more clearly from 9 o'clock to 11 o'clock at night than I can in the mornings. I used to associate as being somebody that was not a morning person. What a lame thing that was that I did to myself, y'all. Oh, you're up at 5 a.m. every day? Got conditioned because of your job, I see. And he wakes up at 3:30 in the morning most days. Holy moly, moly, schmoly. Wow. That's epic, right? So I was just going to say, guys, of course, or I did say earlier that a lot of you guys are going to start to realize that some of these habits we're going to talk about today, you guys already have in place, which is cool. So this waking up early, guys, I was not good at it. Okay. And honestly, the way your mind go, the way we associate or the way we, let's see, the way we find our solace or we make ourselves feel better about things, right? Is I was just told everybody, and I told my own self in my mind, I was saying that I'm just not a morning person. Was that the truth, or did I just have bad habits? I just had bad habits, guys. And so I had bad habits for so long. I had bad habits for so long with going to sleep late. And going to sleep late means you usually wake up late and you form that habit. And when I had that habit, I was convincing myself, guys, right? Convincing myself, guys, that I wasn't a morning person. That's funny how we can do that to ourselves mentally, okay? So one of the things that I started to do is I started to make sure I woke up at 6 o'clock in the morning. And I know some of you people will say, 6 o'clock in the morning, that's like sleeping in. Well, not when you're first beginning the new trek and trying to create new habits, okay? You got to start somewhere. So I was horrible at waking up early. Now, one of the things that's wrong with that, you guys, is that we have this time when the rest of the world is sort of quiet. And if we have kids, usually the kids are asleep and not going nuts yet. The husbands or the wives aren't up yet, and we're not having to deal with those responsibilities. And it's this time to reflect. It's a time to plan the day. It's a time to be quiet inside your own head, meditate. For me, it's a time to get down here in this garage gym I built, right? We call it the dungeon. And to answer your question, LSD, in this dungeon down here, and I call it the dungeon, guys, because I've got surfboards in here, and I've got, racks with kids' bicycles, and I've got all my Christmas decorations up there, and I've got all this stuff in my garage. I ain't trying to be no influencer or impress people. I'm trying to be real, right? Because if you don't use your garage, are you even a man? If you don't have like a whole workshop and like tools and stuff like that, are you even a man? No, I'm kidding. But so yeah, no, out here is the garage gym, and LSD. It's not an Audi that you see. That's a CLS. It's a Mercedes CLS 550. It's just the runaround car that I zip around town in. The real car, bro, to be honest with you, because if you guys have ever sat in like, a supercar of any type, if you sat in like a Lambo or if you sat in a dope Porsche, these are sick ass cars, but anybody that knows better, they're really not daily drivers. They're really not practical, right? So I'm a golfer, and I have my electric push cart, my golf clubs, my golf shoes, my this, my that, and the others all inside this car here. And can't do that in those sport cars. And the funnest car that I like that we have isn't the Mercedes that's in the garage. The other one's in the driveway right now, but that's just the new Suburban. We got a new Suburban, and I love it. I love the bigger cars, and I love to be able to pack the whole family and all the toys and all the things in there. And you can go camping. I can tow a trailer with it. I mean, it's a very versatile car. So we have a new Suburban. I let the wifey and the kids drive that around because figure if you get in a car crash in a Suburban versus the Mercedes, the family's going to be fairly safe in that. Hey, Goob. Yeah, my Lambo's my weekend car. Maybe soon enough I will get a Lambo or something like that at some point, but I don't know. I'm just not a car guy, and you guys can relate, right? You guys, we got to get what makes us happy, but let's get back into these habits, right? The reason I was able to afford a passive lifestyle, the reason I was able to get more fit physically and financially and make my days better was because I started to change my damn association with not being this night owl that I, convinced myself that I was. I needed to get good at waking up early. And so that when it's tough, like when people are quitting bad habits, guys, it doesn't happen overnight. But what I had to do is I had to at least start myself mentally saying, you know what? Maybe I'm not a night owl. Maybe that's just me telling myself something to make an excuse. Maybe I'm not a night owl. Maybe I can start waking up earlier. Maybe I can set an alarm and hold myself accountable, right? So that's one of the habits, guys, waking up early before the rest of the world starts. Oh yeah, LSD, the Nissan Skylines are pretty dope. The GTRs, those are pretty sick. Those are pretty sweet cars. Mm-hmm. And I appreciate it, LSD. I thank you for being on and participating with me today. It's good to have you on here. But yeah, it's like my father was a woodworker, and my father was always in the garage doing something, building something. My dad was one of those guys you could say, "Hey, I need help with this," or "Do you have this tool or whatever?" And my dad would be able to fish out in his garage and have it. You know what I mean? Anybody have a dad like that? So when I see like the influencers and all the cool dudes and trying to sell you this or that on Instagram or what have you, and their garage looks polished like their wife's kitchen, and I'm thinking, I don't know, man. I don't know. Is this a real man or not? I'm just kidding you. All right, guys. So waking up early. Let's face it. I don't give a shit what people say. I was the person that was a counteractive. I was the person that was the devil's advocate of this. I used to make fun of people. Oh, you wake up at 5 a.m.? Oh, really? Before the sun rises? Look at you. I used to make fun of them. I used to say, yeah, big deal. I'd say, yeah, but you're asleep by 9:30 at night and I'm still doing stuff. Okay. I mean, come on. That was just the way it was, right? Fair enough. Now I needed to change that mindset. I needed to change that habit. Maybe I've heard some of you on here, like Andy and these guys, they're already waking up at 3:30 in the morning and 5:30 in the morning and stuff like that. Some people have to wake up early. They're forced to because of their job. But what I'm saying is, if we have a consistent schedule of when we say, I'm waking up at 6 o'clock every morning, period, no matter what, no matter how I feel, no matter how the day is, no matter how stressed I am, no matter how tired I am, no matter how happy I am, no matter what, I'm just going to wake up at 6 a.m., period. It's going to be my new habit. That's something, guys, that can really start to change your life in a short amount of time. And of course, over a long period of time, like my business partner who's been waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning for the last freaking, 30 years, right? That's time and compounding. Okay. So anyways, guys, if you're like me and you were one of those people that's like, hey, I'm not a morning person. I'm not a morning person. I'm a night owl and this and that. Well, stop telling yourself the bullshit. And let's figure that waking up early in the day when your head is clear, you have the most energy, the world is quiet, the wife and kids aren't awake yet, you can have your own time. This is what we got to do. Oh, your wife wants you to clean out the garage today. I've been packing tools and furniture in for the past 2 years. Well, there's one thing I do, guys. At least I stay organized. I've got a bunch of crap in this garage, believe me. Okay, we got a bunch of crap in this garage. But at least I try to keep it organized because I like to know where my stuff's at. And I like to be able to do jobs out here. So I don't know about you guys. I have a 7-year-old daughter. She just turned 7 and I'm trying to get her to be more handy and learn how to use tools and stuff. So I'm always trying to, like, once a week. Like last week, we built a really extravagant birdhouse condominium and we put this birdhouse outside, but I'm trying to teach my kids. So I like to be able to get in here and do projects and build things and be able to access my tools and stuff. So I stay organized, but it certainly is organized in a very messy fashion. Let's put it that way, in a usable fashion. But so let's talk about that, guys. Habit number 1. I know if Dexter's on here, I know Andy's on here. These guys know me really well. I was not a morning person. I was telling myself I was not a morning person. I was a night owl. I was made fun of people that woke up early. I'm like, well, what are you doing so early in the morning? Ain't nothing happening in the world then. But that was their whole point. That was their whole point. Okay. And I just didn't get it, or I got it, but I wanted to fight it. You guys ever think that, you get something, you get it in the back of your head, why it could be better for you, but you fight it because it doesn't seem comfortable for you to do. All right. Thank you. Let's go. Number 2. Okay. So wake your ass up at a certain time every single day. And by the way, guys, my wife's killing me now. She's laughing at me. Yeah. Best time to wash the car. I get my car detailed, as a matter of fact. That's so funny, Andy. My car detail guy, super cool. His name's Oscar. Love him. Oscar's coming over today at like 1 o'clock to do both my cars. the Mercedes and the Suburban. You know what's a pain in the ass to clean though and detail? The Suburban, bro. Oh, I don't mind cleaning the bins. The bins is easy. Whoop, whoop, whoop. No problem. Little car. Cleaning the Suburban inside and out, plus with the 2 kids and stuff like that. Trust me, dude. I'd rather clean my house. That Suburban gets crazy with the wife and the 2 kids, and they kind of use the Suburban most often. Oh, bro, let me tell you something. Yeah, no, I stopped detailing my rides, Andy. There was a certain point when my passive cash flow got to a certain point where I'm like, look, there's certain things that I don't want to do anymore. So we have a gardener, a pool man, a car detailer, and a maid that comes once a week to help Bethany clean the house. So anyways, I digress. But I love washing a car, by the way, guys. I like the therapeutic nature of it. All right. So let's talk about this, guys. The waking up early is one thing, okay? Waking up early is one thing. But what can we do in the mornings if we're waking up early besides meditate, make our daily schedule, and start stuffing our face with breakfast or something, okay? What can we do? So the one habit that started to change my life drastically, and I mean really physically changed my physique and my results, because if you guys go back a couple videos ago in my feed, in the live feed, you go back down a couple videos ago, I did show my before and after picture to everybody just to be up front, right? And 2 years ago, I looked like complete shit. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I looked like complete shit. If I was to take my shirt off at the beach, well, first of all, I wouldn't have taken my shirt off really at the beach 2 years ago. I'd have left the tank top on. You know what I'm saying? My moobs, as was said earlier, my moobs or my man boobs in my belly was fucking embarrassing, man. And I had just gotten sick of it. So the second habit, right, is number 1, wake up early. But number 2, get your body moving. And when I say get your body moving, I know that people are starting at different ages, different mobility levels, different levels of fitness, different levels of physical issues that we're beginning with, right? So like 2 years ago, I could put the dip bars up and I couldn't even do one dip. Just so you guys get it, okay? 2 years ago, put the dip bars in, and I couldn't even do one dip. My shoulder was so bad and my elbow joints were so weak because I hadn't even lifted weights or worked out in like 20 years. I'd try to have the worst habits I could possibly have, from staying up late to getting poor sleep to drinking alcohol I really did it. And so with the extra weight I had on, and the atrophy in my muscles and my strength level had gone away completely. And you put these dip bars up here on this little Mikolo machine. So like this little rack, right, which is really cheap behind me, this little rack, which is very inexpensive and takes up like no space at all. You can put these dip bars on there, right? And you can do natural dips, right? And so I remember getting on there and I got on the dip bars and I jumped up and I got on the dip bars and I went down. I lowered myself down to do a dip, and my shoulders and my elbows started shaking. My shoulder almost blew out. And I put my feet down and I was like, holy shit. Holy shit, I can't even do one dip. And you guys know, back in high school and all that, in our heydays, right? I could do probably 40 dips, okay? I was super fit back then. So I'm like, whoa, I couldn't even do a dip. It was so defeating. And I'm like, I'm that fat, that weak, that sore, that much of a pansy boy. I can't even do a dip. It was really defeating, guys. This was only 2 years ago. And now I can do a couple of sets of 15 dips, right? I can bust out sets of 15. That hasn't been that long. You dip, I dip, we dip. Yeah, not a dab, a dip. I'm not dipping yet, man. I'm gonna be on here for a little bit, so I ain't dipping yet. But I like that you guys are with me on the language, right? But yeah, so trying to do dips, I couldn't do one, and now I can do about 3 or 4 sets of 15 of them. So the progress will happen. And yeah, don't double dip, guys. Don't double dip. And good point, right on this number two habit, right? That'll help you change physically and financially. The number 2 habit is to wake up early. Well, you can't double dip. That means you can't really go to sleep late, right? So if you try to go to sleep at midnight and then you try to wake up at 5:30 every morning and really start your day well, it's not going to work. That's double dipping. So in these habits we're going to go over, and the second habit we're talking about, which is like, or first habit we talked about, which was wake up early. Well, you can't go to bed late and wake up early. It's very difficult. Can't double dip. And then what about number 2, which is move your body? Did I say that you have to lift heavy weights? Did I say that you're going to try to compare yourself to a fitness influencer? Did I say that you're going to try to go for a personal record and bench press 350 pounds? Did I say you have to do any of that? No. We just said we got to get our bodies moving. Okay? Get our bodies moving. There was listen, and here's the thing. I'm not talking crap against people, but I'm saying, holy cow, can we talk about how bad some of the health is with people because of how bad their habits have been. I mean, there was a gal that was only like in her 50s yesterday at the birthday party who said, I wish they had an elevator to take me up this flight of stairs to go up to where the cake is. I'm not walking up those stairs. And I'm like, dude, so some people can't even walk upstairs, guys, in their 50s. It's getting pretty bad. So get your body moving. There's no excuses. No matter what, if it's Tai Chi, stretching, aerobics, water aerobics, who knows, the lightest of exercises you can possibly think of doing, then do something, okay? And if you can get just simple things, right, guys, you don't need a lot, but if you can get yourself a little set of dumbbells and a little bench for real cheap, I mean, you can get these things on Amazon.com or whatever lately. So, yeah, all right. So that was one of them, right? So wake up early and get your body moving. What else do you guys think would be a great habit to start putting in place that you are not going to compromise? We're talking about the habits, guys, not wish and not dream, but what are the habits that you know will change your life? You know for sure will change your life physically and financially. Not a guess. Not a guess. Not a guess. No action that's wrong, dude, because I bought my ex-wife a Mustang back then. I already got her a car, but she's long gone, so she don't want her car back. Let me tell you something. At a fast food restaurant, soon they'll have a fingerprint scanner that will tell you what you can order for your health. Oh, gross, bro. I haven't had fast food in ages. I have not had fast food in ages. All right. So talking too much here, and I need to get at least my small workout in to get my body going. So we're going to get out the Olympic bar. And here's the third habit I say that people don't give enough credit to, okay? The third habit people don't give enough credit to, I was guilty of it, a lot of us are guilty of it, is to remember that we are our best attribute. And so investing in ourselves is something that we don't do enough of. Here, let me grab some plates real quick. But investing in ourselves, guys, learning, studying, improving, reading, getting coached, stepping outside our comfort zone. Here, let's do. All right. So the third habit is learning to be comfortable investing in yourself, knowing that you're your best attribute. And the investment in self can pay off 100-fold, guys. Do we know that? Do we know that? People pay hundreds of thousands of dollars for a college education. When they get out of college, they end up, working a job that creates zero financial freedom. And most people, when they get their gym membership, they just pay the monthly bill and never show up. So remember to invest in yourself first, y'all. One of the things that I was guilty of, not investing in myself and allowing myself to not be the smartest guy in the room. Really, guys. It was to, can we surround ourselves with people, a community that bring us up? Can we try to get around people that are better than us, maybe know more than us about physical fitness? Maybe they're in a place where we wish we could be. And then can we start to invest in ourselves, y'all? Invest in your health, invest in good foods, invest in clean water, invest in a lot of different things. Because people invest in McDonald's, talking about fast food. People invest in McDonald's. People invest in, soda pop. People invest in all different kinds of things. And we know that we spend money on all this stuff. How come we just can't change our mindset to think, I'm investing in myself, my health, and my wealth? People invest in going to college, but people don't invest in real financial intelligence that someone, can teach them, that can actually set them financially free. But people will pay hundreds of thousands of dollars to go get a regular job after they get a college degree. So I think we just have it backwards, guys. It's mental. Make it a habit to invest in yourself first before you invest into anything else. Okay? Make some of your money that you spend all your time and energy to get, and take some of your money, guys, and make sure that you are investing in yourself first, and then buy all the other crap, because you are the most important thing in your life. Matthew W., where are you from, y'all? I am my own worst enemy, Matthew. Yes, no doubt. We all got, guys, we are our own worst critics. We're our own worst enemies. We're our own biggest haters. Okay? We're our own biggest haters. We're our own biggest enemies. We're our worst critics. Matter of fact, I heard something clever. Do you guys know Shia LaBeouf? Shia LaBeouf, he went down now and got all drunk and got in fights at Mardi Gras and all that. But what he said was interesting. He said he thinks that when people think about themselves, they get depressed, unhappy, and sad. When they stop that and they put their thoughts on others, they get fulfilled and happy. I thought that was kind of interesting. But yeah, it's the S550. And where are you from, y'all? So yeah, if you guys are just coming on and everything like that, you're always welcome to let me know where you're coming in from. I like to know. We had somebody on here from the other side of the world the other day, which is crazy about this technology, but I'd love to drop it in there. Drop it in there, guys. I'm in San Diego, California. It's going to be like 90 some odd degrees today. It's like summertime in San Diego right now, but where are you watching from? What part of town are you in? I'd love to see it. Drop it in there. That's a cool thing, Matthew. Where are y'all from? I'm from San Diego, California, born and raised, but it's always good to know where the audience is from. So drop in there, guys. Where are you watching from? I'm curious. Anybody out of the United States? Or is everybody in the U.S.? People on the East Coast, Midwest? Are you out here on the West Coast with me? Where are you at? I'm curious. But talk about investing into yourself as number 3. So guys, are we going to wake up early? Are we going to get our body moving? And are we going to be sure to invest in ourselves? Now, just starting there, just if somebody changed those simple habits, if somebody just started waking up early on command habitually, started moving their body, moving your body, whether it's Tai Chi, water aerobics, workout, jump rope, whatever the hell it is, hit the heavy bag, whatever it is, but get your body moving, okay? And invest in yourself. Invest in yourself first before you invest in bullshit or buy crap, okay? I love it, Lars. Buffalo, New York. How's the weather out in New York these days? I heard a lot of people across the United States that were freezing their asses off were super stoked. I was my buddy in Ohio was like, hey, you know what? In Ohio, it's going to be 71 degrees and sunny today. It was like 2 days ago. So it seemed like everybody got warmed up. Everybody got warmed up. The weather's shitty out there in Buffalo, New York. Man, I hate that. I don't like bad weather. I'm a little spoiled because I'm a San Diego man. So of course I'm spoiled. But yeah, man, I don't like rain. And I don't like gloomy. I don't like rain and I don't like gloomy, but Buffalo, New York. All right, cool. So we're on opposite sides of the United States. Grand. Let's talk about that, guys. So we were investing in ourselves. And now how about this, guys? This is tough. This is tough for a lot of us. I know tough for me, but I've really come around to it lately. I've really come around to it lately. And I guess it's funny. The reason I'm laughing is because I've really come around to this habit change lately because you guys can totally tell, right? I'm over here in my garage gym. Matter of fact, this old car needs to be detailed. It's like my car's dirty. I'm over here wearing some sweat shorts and a tank top. I got my ball cap on. We're in this garage gym, right? So I'm just like, here's the thing. Stop. This was so hard for me. Here's another habit to change. Stop giving a crap about what the fuck other people think. Excuse my language. Stop caring what other people think. Stop it. Stop doing things to impress others. We got to quit it. We got to quit it. Stop doing things to impress other people, y'all. Okay? When half of us aren't impressed with ourselves. Okay? So stop caring what other people think. I know that was a difficult one for me. Very difficult one for me. Here, let me put this on here. Less time impressing people, guys. You know why? Because it creates lifestyle. Okay, so compare-itis, right? Keeping up with the Joneses. That's why. If you give a crap what really other people think about you, if you really care what other people think about you, then you're going to start doing things just so that other people will think good of you. And you may not be doing these things for yourself. Matter of fact, did you know a lot of people, guys, do a lot of things per day, per week that they wish they didn't have to do or they don't want to do, but they still do them anyways because they know that it'll impress other people around them, or at least they think it will, right? Let's see. Cart, I'm going to call you Carter, right? Carter, no, I usually come on here to teach people things. We talk about physical and financial fitness on here. So you obviously don't know my channel, but go watch some of my old past videos and you'll see how we roll, and then you can come back. Oh, you have the same motor that's in that car? Yeah, it's pretty fast, man. It's pretty fast. Let's see. Yeah, you got to kind of care what judges and prosecutors think of you, right? Yeah, Lars, cool. I like that. 372 ports. It's fast enough, man. You know what? It's fast enough. It sure is fast enough. But yeah. So, guys, stop giving a shit what people think. Okay? It doesn't matter what they think, because guess what? You've all heard this before, right? They're not going to be paying your bills. They're not going to pay your bills. If you get yourself in trouble, they're not going to come rescue you. They're not going to bail you out of jail. You heard about the whole analogy of why are you spending all your money on some nice car just to impress people that don't like you at stoplights? Pretty interesting, right? Oh, no, I didn't. Hi, NJ. Good morning. I didn't see your comments yet. How you doing? We're just doing a light workout again today. I got the 2-day golf tournament. Starts tomorrow. Tee off at 8 o'clock in the morning, both days. And so we are getting the body moving, but not hitting any big weights today. I didn't see your comments, though, NJ. Good morning. What's up, though? What were you commenting? I'm sorry. Did they not show up, or did I just miss them? Let's see. Yeah, I don't see anything in the chat, NJ, so sorry about that. But I got you now. Oh, you're really windy out there. Oh, okay, cool. No, I didn't see that comment. Windy out there. Here, I'll show you guys. Look, this is why. Of course, everybody says expense and politics and all this other stuff about California, right? Usually the people that don't live here are complaining about that, but this is why we love San Diego, California. I'll show you real quick. You guys have seen this sometimes, but I have this little canyon view out here, out at the, and we always make names for stuff, guys, right? So in my garage gym, I call that the dungeon, because seems like a dungeon down there in the garage gym, and we call my swimming pool the pond. You guys see why, right? We call it the pond, right? But it's a little swimming pool. I love it because it's good for the kids, and it heats up like so fast because I have a giant pool heater for a regular size pool. But as you can see, our pool is a pond. But this is why we love San Diego, y'all. This is why we love San Diego. And it's 7:36 in the morning. 7:36 in the morning. And what a gorgeous day. Yeah, but anyways, my house is backed up to this beautiful canyon that they're not going to build on ever. It's a preserve. So this canyon, they won't build on it. It's a preserve. But it's what I like about San Diego too, guys. We have mountains and hills, right? When I go to Arizona and visit people in Texas and stuff like that, I just go, damn, it's so flat out here. You guys don't have any landscape. You know what I mean? But anyways, that's why we love San Diego, guys. It's just beautiful out here. And today's going to be gorgeous, and it's going to be a hot one. But that's why we pay the extra money for the gasoline. I know, guys. That's why we pay all the money for living out here in California. And trust me, that ain't fun. But My partner said there's always a solution. Instead of claiming to be broke, just claim that you need to make more money. That's kind of funny, right? So you want to afford better stuff? What's the solution? Make more money. Yeah, brother. So anyways, 10:37, it's out where you're at. So we're an hour difference. Yes, NJ, thank you. Thank you. It's a nice little community. I live in a really safe community. It's great for my kids. And, the house has everything we need, guys. We are going to move soon though. So I was talking about like a year or two, we're going to probably move to a little bigger house. And whoever said, do I have grass? No, I don't have grass in my backyard, but of course I have grass and like a big old courtyard and all this other crap in the front. But anyway, yeah, that's the good part, guys, is, I used to live in Pacific Beach when I was a rambler rouser, right? When I was a crazy party young man in Pacific Beach. If you guys know what Pacific Beach is in San Diego, it's kind of like the beach party spot, and a lot of tourists and a lot of young kids go there, like I was, just to get drunk and try to flirt with people and all that good shit. So I was in PB back then, and as things change in life, when you have kids, your worries shift, and you stop thinking about yourself very much, and you start thinking more so about your kids and their safety and things like that. And so that's kind of why we moved to this neighborhood, because not only is it a really safe neighborhood, really nice views, great houses, good neighbors, but also about 2 miles down the street, there's a Christian private school that I have my daughter going to. So yeah, it's awesome. Yes, San Diego in California is one of the nicest places in the United States. And I'm not saying that just because I live here, but guys, I travel a lot, go to conferences, go to speaking events, and speak on stage at places. And I'm going over here to Texas, Arizona, Florida, North Carolina, Tennessee, okay? Every time I'm leaving those places to come back home to San Diego, California, I'm always so excited that I get to come back to San Diego. Yeah, relocating the youngins, coming to a safe neighborhood. And you guys know, I don't know if you guys know the story, but I sold my house and moved. I sold my house, quit my job, and moved so that I could get close to this gentleman named Desi, because I wanted him to mentor me in real estate investing and buying mortgage notes specifically. Because I saw the path to financial freedom there, and I hated working 50 hours a week as a sales manager. So sold my house, moved my family, started to live here in this place, and then got an office down the street and put this gentleman, Desi, and myself in a room together with 2 desks on opposing walls, and I had a yellow pad and a pen, and I started studying. Yep. You live in Humboldt. Oh, crazy, NJ. When you were a teenager, you lived in Humboldt for about 2 months. That's awesome. The Chargers will always be the San Diego Chargers for me. Hell yeah, Lars. They are always the San Diego Chargers. What is this LA stuff? This is ridiculous, right? Alex, let's see. What's up, Alex? Man, I wish I knew more about that whole real estate stuff. Well, let's start you on your learning path, man. Sounds super profitable. Yes. Buying mortgage notes, guys, is what helped me achieve financial freedom after 40 years old, right? After 40 years old. So buying mortgage notes like a bank and collecting passive cash flow from real estate all over the country without having to own the real estate. So get that. Collecting passive cash flow from real estate all over the country without having to own that real estate. It's a pretty damn cool thing. So I started to really learn that. But guys, that just goes right back to this habit I'm trying to tell you. One of the habits that we're talking about today that will really guarantee that you get in better physical or financial shape, well, one of these things that will guarantee getting in better financial shape is learning about how to create passive cash flow, guys. I'm telling you right now, passive cash flow monthly is more important than $1 million. I know that sounds strange. Like, would you rather I give you $1 million right now? This is a question, right? Would you rather I give you $1 million right now, or I guarantee that I pay you $10,000 a month for the rest of your life passively? What would you rather have? Would you rather have $1 million or $10,000 a month passively? Would you rather have $1 million Is there any cash flow from your YouTube channel? No. Have you seen how many subscribers I have? This is a new YouTube channel, guys. I helped my partner Desi build our last YouTube channel to like 9,000 subscribers or something like that. But then I split off because I told him I wanted to do physical fitness and stuff for people too, not just investment stuff. I said I want to mix my channel up, and I wanted to get more personal with people, get more raw, and I wanted to do physical fitness, motivation, and financial motivation and stuff like that. So I split off, and I let him keep the old YouTube channel that we built that had like 9,000. I think now has more than that subscribers on it. And then I switched up and I started this YouTube channel brand new. So this is like a fresh thing. I only have just above 300 subscribers on this channel. Because I'm not really, you guys see, I'm not really dropping a whole boatload of YouTube content, like talking head content. Kind of using this channel for these lives and getting personal with people. Yeah, 10,000 a month. That's right. If I'm young, give me 10,000. Old, give me $1 million. Well, Lars, I don't know, man. Old people sometimes, or I shouldn't say old people. It's kind of condescending, but older folks start to sometimes tend to think about their legacy more. Older folks start to think about their legacy more, okay? Yeah. Well, that's the problem. So, Brad, $1 million and you invest in 5 houses. It's a good idea. Sure. But, $100,000 invest in 5 houses has its work. Has its work that you've got to do now. That's why we're talking about passive income. Owning houses, dealing with landlords, repairs, and those kinds of things doesn't really create passivity, but I like it. Of course, real estate's great. The older you get, the clearer it becomes about financial freedom. The only reason I'm saying, guys, for an older person, let me ask you this. Do you think most older folks have lots of confidence that they give their kids $1 million and that's going to really perpetuate their wealth and like perpetuate the family's wealth and the family tree and the legacy and all that? They give their kids $1 million. How about those 5 houses, right? You pass away and you had bought 5 rental properties and you've been dealing with these rental properties the whole time you're alive. You're the guy. You're going there to fix the toilet. You're handling this, you're handling that. And then you pass away. And now your family inherits 5 rental property headaches. What do the kids usually do with those 5 rental properties? Do they jump in like dad used to and start working with the tenants and fixing the toilets and this? Normally, guys, the second generation or those kids sell those rental houses because they want the money, right? That's like the $1 million. So think about that, right? Older people may say, even at an older age, I'm not gonna live too much longer. Maybe I want the $1 million. I know a lot of smart people that would rather say, no, if that $10,000 a month passive cash flow is guaranteed and I can pass that income stream to my family, better than passing them $1 million, right? They're going to squander the $1 million. Yeah, but you'd use a property manager. So then we gotta manage our property manager, right? So I'm just telling you guys. Have you ever owned 5 or 10 rental properties and dealt with a property management company yet? Or are you just saying that that's the way that you would do it? If you haven't done it yet, then you don't know how much of a pain in the ass it is sometimes. It depends on where your rental properties are, who your tenants are, right? It's a pain in the ass. So that's why we do notes, right? So I don't deal with rental properties and I don't deal with tenants. I deal with homeowners that pay me mortgage payment every month. It's a much better cash flow stream. All right. Now let's talk about another habit. Habit number 5 is tracking where your money goes and limiting expenses, okay? And I don't say to have a poor mindset, guys. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying track your expenses and limit your unneeded spending, okay? Because I think of it this way, guys. Every dollar spent is you giving up a soldier from your army that can go to battle for you. And, a lot of times the people with the largest army win in a war, right? Or at least used to be when it was hand-to-hand combat. Now it's air and bombs and AI. But, it used to be the people with the largest, strongest army would usually take over places and win wars. Think about that, guys. Every dollar we create, every dollar we work our ass for, because we work our asses off and we trade our time and energy to get this money. And we get all this money, and now we have these little soldiers that can go out there and go to battle for us. And then when we spend the money frivolously on stupid shit, we're giving away our soldiers. We're like decreasing the size of our army that can go to battle for us, right? So right now, Alex is learning about different asset classes. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. You've worked for property management companies before, Brad? Yeah. Oh, yeah, I know, Lars. Sorry. Caveat, right? But I'm talking about like when we buy mortgage notes and we get into this type of passive cash flow, I'm locking myself into contracts, right? Mortgages can be 20, 25, 30 years. So when I buy one of those, I'm buying a 20, 25, 30-year passive cash flow stream. So I'd rather pass down these easily managed, non-headache related assets that are easy to hold and then produce monthly cash flow. That's a great thing to pass to family. They love monthly cash flow and they love money, but oftentimes, guys, the second or third generations squanders what we've built and the rental portfolio and all this wealth or whatever. They sell all the crap that dad or grandpa built and it's all gone and all for naught. All right. So, nope, I'm not kind of like a loan shark. I just buy mortgages. So you can buy mortgages on the secondary mortgage market, just like you can buy stocks on the stock market, real estate in the real estate market, crypto in the cryptocurrency market. You can buy debt in the debt markets. So I invest in mortgage debt. Okay. Yeah. All right. So guys, how about, can we just be cognizant of where we're putting our money? I'm not saying to have a broke mindset. Okay. The mindset is not something's too expensive, so I can't afford it. The answer is, how can I make more money so I can afford that? Okay. So I'm not having a broke mindset here, but are you aware? Some people, most people aren't even aware of where their money's going. They just get paid and then they go off and pay their bills and like just start spending the rest. And then they're broke again and they get more money and and they just go about frivolously. Just keep an eye on where you're putting your monies, so that it can reflect back to you what your spending habits are, guys. Do you know? Okay, and we did this. We did this the other day, and I had somebody do the math on here because I can't get out of my live to start using my calculator on my phone. But I had a person do this. Somebody put it into Chat GPT, right? We got enough people on here. Somebody I know, you can probably help me out. Somebody put it into Chat GPT and just put this in there. If we would have invested $100 per month. So if we're all on here, I know, guys, we can all come to the light and say that all of us, no matter what financial position we've been in, if we're able to have a cell phone, buy packs of cigarettes and do all this good stuff, we could have invested $100 a month. Disciplined, invest $100 a month. It's not a lot of money, guys. Netflix, Starbucks, boom, there's $100, right? A dinner out, $100. So let's say we could have invested $100 a month, only $100 a month into something like Bitcoin. And I know all you guys, well, Bitcoin went up to 120 grand. Now it's back down to 65 grand. It's all great. Don't worry about all that, guys. I'm just asking. Somebody put in a Chat GPT. If all of us, any of us would have just had the wherewithal to put $25 a week, yes, good times, to put $25 a week, $100 a month, somebody Chat GPT it. If we put $100 a month into Bitcoin from 2016 till now, and you would have just had that discipline, if any of us, if I would have had that discipline, if you would have had that discipline, because we're just making a point here of where are we putting our money, guys? Are right now all of us making sure we're putting $100 a month into something? Are we investing our money? Or are we just spending it all, right? Are we not cognizant of this? So put it into Chat GPT. Just because I want the numbers. Somebody Chat GPT it for me. If we would have put $100 per month into Bitcoin, okay, I'm just using Bitcoin as an example, guys. But if we put $100 into Bitcoin from 2016 to now, how much money would we have? How much money would that be worth? Somebody Chat GPT that. Let's just make a point, right? It's not about trying to get rich quick, and it's about like over time having discipline, right? And so one of those things is check your spending, man. When you're making money, are you just spending it all and then making more money and spending it all, making more money and spending it all? Well, that just continues to go as a cycle, and we know where that leads. But if we would just invest $100 per month, just $100 a month into something, and I hope somebody can Chat GPT it, $12,000, $100 a month? No, that's impossible. Pancho, that makes no sense. That makes no sense at all. No. $100 a month, you're putting, that would be how much money we invested, I think. Yes, Pancho. Okay. All right. Sorry, I got confused. Somebody Chat GPT. If I would have invested $100 per month, every single month from 2016 to now into Bitcoin, how much would that Bitcoin portfolio be worth now is the question. Somebody Chat GPT that. You're going to get the point, guys. You're going to get the point, which is, what is it? $290,000. So let's talk about that, guys. Is that wild? So what if you were just a little bit more cognizant of what we had been doing with our money. I'm guilty of this too. I sort of missed the Bitcoin run. Stupid me. I was looking at Bitcoin, guys, when it was $600 per Bitcoin. That's when I first started educating myself on what Bitcoin was. And I knew what Bitcoin was, barely, but I knew that Bitcoin was here and I knew what it was. And it was $600 a coin. When I looked at it at first, I decided that I would be okay. I decided I'd be okay buying a 18 pack of beer or 24 pack of beer every single weekend. I decided it was okay for me to buy a bunch of chewing tobacco. I decided it was okay for me to spend frivolously on stupid shit. I decided that was perfectly fine. Anybody with me on that? That was perfectly fine. I didn't say, you know what, maybe you should just put $100 a month into this Bitcoin stuff and see where it's at. You see what I'm saying? Can you believe that though? If you'd have put $100 a month into Bitcoin from 2016 to now, you'd have $290,000. Would you be in a much better financial position right now if you had $290,000? Are you saying you couldn't afford it to do $100 a month? That's what I'm saying, right? It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. So let's just do this. Let's be the ship sailed in crypto. No, not at all, doggy. The ship is not sailed in crypto at all. It's just in the beginning right now, guys. Don't you realize that they've sued it and now they're regulating it and now they're adopting it? Crypto's not going anywhere, guys. The banking system is going digital. The banking system's going digital. Our old system's done. So no, crypto's not gone, man. Hell no. We might have so-called missed the Bitcoin phase, but I still don't think so. If you can buy Bitcoin at 70 grand, if we're stupid to think it's not going to be $200,000 or $300,000 worth of Bitcoin at some point in the near future. It's about the time in, right? It's about the time in. It's like you said, guys, along the way, you see the emotions along the way with talking about watching your expenses, making sure that you at least have like $50, $100, $200 a month, that you're making sure you're investing that money no matter what. It's not a compromise. You're going to take $100, $200, you're going to invest it into something that you have passion behind and something that you believe in, okay? That's up to you. I'm not saying go buy Bitcoin or anything like that. I'm saying that whatever it is you're investing in, you have a passion for, but the bottom line is, are we taking some of our money and investing it, or are we just spending it all? What cycle are we on? We invested $100 a month into Bitcoin. Understand the emotions. Bitcoin went up to 20,000 and dropped back down to 6,000. Bitcoin went up to 50,000 and dropped back down to 16,000. Bitcoin went up to 75,000 and dropped back down to 50,000. It's done this crazy shit along the way. But let's say that you didn't give a crap about that. Let's just say that you had a principle or you built a habit. And if we would have built a habit, any of us just built a habit and put it in place that we're going to invest $100 a month into Bitcoin, just for an example, guys, just that one example says, just by habit, not worrying about the ups and downs and not even caring, just having conviction that Bitcoin will be worth more later in the future, which was a pretty good conviction. But you invested $100 a month into Bitcoin from 2016 to now on just a regular habitual basis, you'd have $290,000. Crazy, right? Lars, your son works at a Bitcoin mining station. That's pretty legit. Everything goes up and down. Yep, Mike. Everything goes up and down. Everything is cycles. Absolutely. Yeah, exactly. You're only going to get 3x, right, doggy? You're only going to get 3x now, 4x, 5x maybe on Bitcoin because it's already done its major run. But guess what? There's other coins that are going to be really important to the new financial system that I think will have the same growth pattern. Let's see here. That's nice, Michael. Thank you. What if everybody in the world became enlightened and was able to manifest using their thoughts? Then everybody was equal with love. Yeah, I love that, man. I'm heavily invested in XRP. That's something that I'm pretty convicted about. So there's no doubt. So guys, you get the point. Okay. So one of those habits is watch your spending, man. We're okay spending on Netflix, coffee, dinners, cigarettes, chewing tobacco, fun times, this, that, and the other. And we spend our money. We're okay doing that. And we do it all the time by habit, don't we? People have bad spending habits. If you just put into your habits, be a little bit more conscious about your money, where you're spending it, and maybe that will reflect back to you so you can see something about your own spending habits and think, geez, you know what? I could see last month there was like $200 I could have easily not spent and I could have invested that for my future. Yes. Yes, and Alex, of course some men spend it all on women, right? And that is a bad idea. Why? If we know that women like money, we know we have some women on here. I hope NJ didn't leave yet. But, guys, there's some women on here. If we know women like money, we're certainly going to get a certain caliber of women when we make money and spend it on them. And we make money and we spend it on them. But as soon as you stop making money and the spend it on them goes away, guess what happens with that relationship? Not good. Guess what the real men do? The real men take their time and invest their money. And when you invest your money and you grow your money and you grow your wealth and you grow your passive cash flow and you get financially free, what kind of caliber of woman will be with you now? They like the money either way. But if you have a constant flow of money and you have a constant lifestyle you can support, you're going to get a better, women are a bad investment. I don't think so, man. My woman is one of the best investments of my entire life. Without her, I don't know where I'd be. So I want to give her the life that I can give her, okay? And you want to give your companion the best life you possibly can. You want to give your children the best life you possibly can. You want to be able to have money, guys. It's just, I'm talking about, don't take all your hard-earned money where you trade your time and energy for a paycheck and then spend all of that. That is just a rat wheel that you're going to be running on until you're old and you have no energy and you die broke. You can't just keep trading time and energy for money. If you don't get your money working for you, you're going to work for money till you die. Most of us don't want to work for money till we die and be in that race, okay? So let's start to create some passive cash flow. Let's start to invest into some assets that have growth potential over the next 5 and 10 years and start putting a little bit of your money in there. People, don't spend it all, okay? By all means, invest in your spouse. I mean, just random girls, yeah. If you got enough game, you guys don't need to spend money on random girls. I only start spending money on the girls when I really know that they're loyal to me. You see what I'm saying? Unless, let's go Dutch, right? You want to meet me on a date? You paying half the bill, girl. No, I'm playing. I'm just playing. How about this? Let's try to protect our health like it's our number one asset. What is our number one asset, guys? Life. The number one thing we've got, the number one asset, the number one thing you're never going to get back is your time on this planet. That's it. And we only have a limited amount of time, okay? The worse our health is, usually the shorter amount of time we have on this planet. That doesn't sound attractive to me. I don't know about you guys. It just doesn't sound attractive to me. I'm 46 years old. I don't want to be a guy that dies at 52 of a heart attack. That's a short ass life. I feel like I'm super young. I feel like life is just starting for me right now. So why wouldn't we protect our health as if it's our number one asset? More important than our boat, more important than our Lambo, more important than our house we live in, more important than our trinkets, more important, our health, ourself, our energy, our abilities, ourselves, right? It's the number one asset we've got, guys. So you have to protect your health and your energy like it is your number one asset. Without it, it's very difficult to become wealthy. Without it, it's very difficult to do much, guys, without your health, okay? It's number one. Okay, number one. So protect your health like it's an asset. That right there, guys, is the 7th. Okay? Surround yourself with people who think bigger. Have you guys ever thought of how you can increase your network? They say network is net worth, okay? So we're going to talk about surrounding yourself with better people. How do we do that, though? People feel like they're begging, or people feel like, oh, they wouldn't want to hang out with me because I'm not at their caliber and all this other stuff. All excuses, guys. Do you know that usually, guys, and this is what I found, usually the more successful people become, the more open they are to share things with people that aren't where they're at, physically or financially. I remember my buddy Aaron Halderman changed his life around physically like crazy. He was fat, he was chubby, he was depressed. I saw him 2 years later. The guy was V'd out, jacked. His arms were huge. He was thin. He was super jacked. He looked like a fitness influencer all of a sudden. So in like 2 years, my buddy Aaron went from fat, pear-shaped and depressed to jacked, looking like a fitness influencer. And I saw him and I was like, damn, Aaron, that's a crazy ass change, man. I was super stoked for him, but he motivated me for sure. So I started asking Aaron, what'd you do? What did you eat? How have you been working out? What's been your routine? Are you on steroids? What the hell? And I started wanting all this information from my boy Aaron because he was in a physical place I wanted to be at. I said, damn it, I want to do that. So I got someone smarter who had already done it and been there, and I got information from my buddy Aaron, and he motivated me to start getting back in shape again. But he was smarter than me at that time. I was lost physically. I had horrible habits. He obviously didn't. Same thing with finances. When people get wealthier and they've set themselves financially free, they've got a great life financially, and they see that they can give information to other people to help hopefully change their lives as well. I think the buffer and the more fit people get and the more rich and financially free people get, I really feel like they become more and more open to sharing information and helping people for free and want you to get in better shape like them, want you to get rich like them. Okay? I love it. Lion says, rich women scoop me up and I'm broke. It's all about how you make her feel. You're welcome. Were you able to keep any of those long term though? Or do they just like playing with you? Can't be broke. Broke don't help nothing. Let's see here. All right, so that was it. Number, what was that, 8 or 9? In the 10 habits that can change your life physically and financially, period, end of story, not hope. Number 9 is be okay with delayed gratification, you guys. You have to be okay with delayed gratification. Becoming physically fit and becoming financially wealthy, these things don't happen overnight. We have to stop wishing they would. We have to stop looking for solutions that are going to make us rich by tomorrow, or make us get fit or buff or jacked or lose weight by next week. Okay? This is not how it works. So we have to stop thinking that way, guys. You have to be okay with delayed gratification, and you have to understand achieving small bits, small achievable goals on the way to the big goal is what keeps you motivated. Always measuring that gap of from where you're at now to where you want to be is very defeating. But when you can come back to where you're at now and measure the gain, how far have you come over the last month? How much have you changed over the last 3 months? Can we measure the gain and give ourselves some damn credit sometimes rather than always measuring this gap? And it seems so far away from where we're at now to where we want to be, whether it's physically or financially. Let's come back and give ourselves some credit. If we're working hard, we're getting our body moving, we're waking up early, we're following these habits, there's going to be progress, guys. It may not happen as quick as we want, but trust me, you're heading down a path to physical fitness. You're heading down a path to better health, or you're heading down a path to financial freedom. If we're walking down a path to financial freedom, guys, and we don't stop taking the steps, do you think eventually you'll make it to the end of that path? It's the people that stop, the people that get discouraged, the people that look for immediate gratification. I want to be rich next week. I want a Lambo next month. Not how it works. But can you start walking down these paths to financial freedom and start inching your way down the path to physical fitness, better health? Yes. And the more we inch down the path, guys, we're heading towards our target. So why did I get all deep on that one? I felt like I got all deep. That's crazy. But delay your gratification, guys. It should take you a year or two to get in your optimal health or get buff from nothing. It should take you, if you're broke, to become some sort of wealthy or have passive cash flow coming in. It should take you a year or 2 or 3, okay, to see some good results. And most people are not willing to put in the year, the 2, the 3 of consistency without the immediate gratification. They quit. That's why people don't get what they want physically or financially. Can we agree? Drop a number 1 in the comments if you agree. Can we just delay gratification a little bit? Everything doesn't have to be now, okay? What if instead of thinking maybe now, instead of thinking that way, why don't we think guaranteed soon? Okay? Which brings me to the last one. I know that we're at different ages, you guys, but it's funny the way this universe works. There's something weird about 5 and 10 years. Thank you, Eric, for dropping the number 1. I'm glad you're with me on that. There's something interesting about the way the universe works. There's something about this 5-year and 10-year marker that I've learned, okay? You may agree with me, you may not. This is just from my own findings, guys. I've been an entrepreneur and been healthy and fat, back and forth, and had bad habits, good habits, all this other stuff. I was a super athlete back in my day, now not so much. Okay, got it. So we've been through life. Now, here's what I've noticed, guys. In entrepreneurial endeavors, physical fitness, people making change, trying to create a whole new life for themselves, there's this weird thing about the 5 and the 10-year markers. if you're not willing to commit to the change for at least 5 years and be okay with that, forget it. That could be an unpopular opinion, but it's what I've noticed, guys, the way the universe works, okay? Physical, financial, whatever it may be, if you're not willing inside your heart and your soul to give it 5 full years of consistency before it really pays off, then forget it. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep living in the same suckville you're in and still be there 5 years from now. Do we agree 5 years goes by really fast, especially the older we get? Does 5 years go by really fast, especially the older we get? Oh, time flies, baby. Time flies when you're having fun. So if we know the next 5 years is going to go by just like that, then it's very easy to be stuck in the same place we're in now and be in the same place 5 years from now because it goes by so fast, okay? But if we start to make consistent changes and we change habits now, trust me, with consistent habit changes over the 5-year time frame, your life will be totally different in 5 years. Trust me. But if you're not willing to mentally and inside your heart and soul say, I'm going to give this 5 years of commitment, then forget it. Don't do it. And here's the weird thing about the 10-year marker. Anything that you can think of in your mind where you want to see your life here in the near future, whether it's physical or financial, that's what we talk about on this channel in the mornings, is physical and financial. So we'll stay there. But let's just say anything you want to be, any place you want to be, wealth-wise, body-wise, fitness-wise, it doesn't matter. Any way you want to be, think of it. What do you want? Do you want a big mansion? Do you want a Lambo? Whatever it is you want with your money. Do you want a fishing boat? Hey, do you just want to buy a farm and go and get off the grid or what? This all costs money, guys, right? But think of where would you really want to be financially? Think of what that really actually looks like and what would make you happy. Physically, how would you want to be? How would your health, your weight, your body, how would it want to be in 10 years? If you think about it now and you really foretell where you want to be, if you do give it consistency, aiming at those goals and daily grind for 10 years, you'll get what it is you want. How's that? Unpopular opinion, maybe. It's weird how the universe works. If you're not willing to commit to the change for 5 years without seeing major results, forget it. If you're willing to commit to your goals and change these habits and stay consistent for 10 years straight, this 10-year marker is an interesting beast. I promise you can get where you want to get, okay? Yes, you have to picture it in your mind, okay? But here's the problem. People picture it in their mind and they want it now, right? I want a Lamborghini now. I see other people have one. How come I don't have one? I want a Lamborghini now, right? I want to live in a mansion now. I want to be rich now. Well, that doesn't work. So that's what I'm trying to tell you guys is weird. For me, I've noticed in the universe and for other entrepreneurs and people I've seen, in 5 years, you can change your life dramatically. In a 10-year time period, you can go from where you're at now to where you really wish you could be in life 100% based on pure will and changing habits that will lead you to that point, okay? So that's it, guys. Those are the habits. Those are the habits. And if we just change our habits, most people, do you guys agree with me that most people are looking for some sort of breakthrough? Some people are looking for some sort of, well, that's the way some sort of people are waiting around for some big breakthrough, and that's going to be the day. Well, guys, that's just not how the universe works. The universe doesn't reward people who are unprepared for opportunity. The truth is, guys, and let me just be blunt with you. The truth is that the change happens from habits and consistency over time, just like water erosion, right? Water erosion just happens over time with pressure and consistency. So let's just talk about that, guys. Let's say that there's nothing that's going to come all of a sudden save you. You know, you have a lot of people that think that way, right? They're just waiting for this magic moment. Something's going to happen and everything's going to turn around. That's not the truth, guys. If we want our environment around us to change, we first have to become the change. How do we change when it's so hard? How do we change habits that have already been ingrained for 20 straight years that we're so used to? How do we change when it's so difficult? Well, the whole thing is we just don't look for immediate gratification. We know that change isn't going to happen overnight. Okay, guys? But if we change these habits, okay, and we put these habits in place, we can drastically change over a short amount of time, physically or financially. Okay? Baby steps is right, Pancho. Baby steps is right. Okay? So how can we guys just start to maybe do this? And I hope I'm just giving you guys some inspiration a little bit where you guys are thinking, maybe there's some things that I do want to see different in my life. If there's something that you want to see drastically be different in your life, say only 3 years from now. 3 years from now, you want to be in a different physical space. Okay. 3 years from now, you want to be more financially free. You don't want to have to rely upon your 9-to-5 job so much to pay your bills and this kind of thing. If that's what you really want, guys, which I think most of us do want, okay? I'm just trying to say to you that there is no magic formula. Everybody wants a magic fix. Stop trying to think that things are supposed to happen immediately and stop trying to think that you just deserve it. The universe doesn't bless people that are not prepared for the opportunity or the blessings. So we must work. We must change ourselves slowly, methodically, and easily just by having consistent habits, okay? So let's do that. I'm just motivating you guys to do that. I'm trying to help you guys in one way. And the only way I can help you guys, because I got people all over the country here. If you ever come to San Diego, come visit me, man. I'd love to shake your hand, give you a hug or whatever it may be. But here, the only thing I can do to try to help you guys is maybe I can actually just get my ass out of bed, come down here in my garage dungeon gym, turn on my camera, come live on YouTube, put myself out there physically, emotionally, let myself be available for haters and all this stuff. But guys, it's really because I'm hoping that I touch some of your hearts sometimes. I don't care about the haters. I don't care much about the trolls. It sometimes is fun, actually. Makes me laugh. Put some comedy on the show and all that good stuff to mix things up. But I really hope that's for some of you that I'm helping. I'm helping to motivate you, right? That maybe you'll start to make a change, yeah? You make a change physically, you make a change financially, you put new habits in place that we can inch our way down these paths. There's this one path to health and wealth. And if we start inching our way down there, step by step by step, you don't think, guys, that the only way you're not going to get to the end of that path is if you quit? That's straight up. So let's change these habits. Let's put some habits in place that are just we're not going to compromise on anymore. We're not going to compromise on our health. We're not going to compromise on our wealth. We're going to try to build passive cash flow. We're going to try to build some energy so that we can take care of our families and we can really build a legacy. And how about this? A legacy we can build that your family will not squander. Something that will benefit your kids, your grandkids, and your great-grandkids. How's that? And then hopefully if you're able to do this kind of stuff, guys, and they put that oil painting picture of us, up somewhere like grandpa, hopefully it was a jacked grandpa. All right. All right, y'all. Hey, hopefully guys, I helped. I'm going to go play in this golf tournament this weekend. Wish me luck. Boom, bang, bang. Hopefully I can win this golf tournament. Let's go. And then we're going to be right back here on Monday. So subscribe, like, hit the bell, whatever you got to do. But if you want to come and talk physical and financial fitness and you want to help keep each other motivated to do better, 6:30 to 8 a.m. Thank you for the good luck. Thank you for the God bless. You guys are awesome. It's for a higher purpose. It's not for the money. It's for the freedom. It's for the legacy. It's for the reputation. It's for the confidence level. It's for all of that. Yes, yes, yes. I hope you guys have a great day. Hope you guys have a great weekend. Back here, 6:30, 8 a.m. Pacific time, Monday. See you then. Pow, pow. Bye.